Edo Castle's symbolic Tenshu Tower was absent for 260 years. Behind this absence lay a shocking shogunate agenda, not found in textbooks. After its destruction in the Great Fire of Meireki in 1657, it was never rebuilt until the end of the Edo period. Yet, in truth, a more astonishing revelation, beyond mere financial difficulties, lay hidden. What was the message embedded within an Edo castle without its Tenshu? In this video, we unravel these mysteries. Why was the Tenshu reconstruction plan halted? Who stopped the rebuilding? And what story did a towerless castle tell? Let's delve into the truth behind Edo Castle's 260-year Tenshu absence. The main feature will also detail the shogunate's financial situation and political intentions. Edo Castle's Tenshu was a symbol of Tokugawa power and prestige. As the center from which the shogun governed the realm, its grandeur was unparalleled. The Tenshu, begun by Tokugawa Ieyasu and completed by the third shogun Iemitsu, stood approximately 58 meters tall, equivalent to a modern 20-story building. However, on January 18, 1657, an unprecedented inferno, later known as the Great Fire of Meireki, ravaged the town of Edo. Most of Edo was reduced to ashes. The fire spread to Edo Castle, engulfing its proud Tenshu Tower in fierce flames. After hours of intense burning, the colossal Tenshu finally collapsed in ruins. Edo Castle, including the Hanmaru Goten where the shogun resided and conducted affairs, suffered catastrophic damage. Witnessing this devastation, people despaired. At this time, the fourth shogun, Tokugawa Ieyasu, was merely a 17-year-old boy. Upon receiving news of the Great Fire, he, though shaken, ordered the reconstruction of the burnt-down Tenshu. The person appointed as the reconstruction supervisor was Hashina Masayuki, the shogun Ieyasu's uncle and a senior statesman of the shogunate, Oroju. Hashina Masayuki, also renowned as the Wise Lord of Eizu Domain, was known for his administrative prowess and integrity. Under his leadership, reconstruction was expected to proceed steadily. Indeed, blueprints for a new Tenshu were drawn up, and stone walls for its reconstruction were prepared. Everyone believed an even grander Tenshu would rise. However, just as the reconstruction plan entered its crucial phase, Hashina Masayuki made a surprising proposal to Shogun Ieyasu. What exactly did he suggest? Hashina Masayuki advocated for halting the Tenshu reconstruction. His words shocked the shogun and the shogunate council. The relief of the common people is the utmost priority. He pleaded the dire situation of Edo's people, who had lost both homes and livelihoods in the Great Fire, arguing that their recovery was the shogunate's most urgent task. Rebuilding the Tenshu would only needlessly increase the burden on the people. First, we must restore the town and stabilize people's lives, he stated. The young shogun Ieyasu listened intently to his uncle Hashina Masayuki's sincere and rational opinion. His words carried not just emotion, but conviction. As Hashina Masayuki advised, the Tenshu reconstruction was decided to be halted. This was not merely a postponement, but effectively an indefinite postponement, a decision not to rebuild at all. Behind this decision, beyond concern for the populace, lay an even deeper political ideology of the shogunate. In fact, the shogunate's finances at the time were not so dire. Just before the Great Fire of Meireki, the shogunate's coffers held abundant reserves amassed by the previous shogun Iemitsu. There was ample financial power to rebuild the Tenshu. Therefore, the reason for halting Tenshu reconstruction was not mere financial difficulty. So why did Hashina Masayuki deliberately choose not to rebuild? It was because the value of the Tenshu was changing with the times. In an era of warfare, the Tenshu was a symbol of the castle and a source of authority. However, the Edo period was an era of peace. The shogunate had already established an unshakable system of governance, and the threat of military force had significantly diminished. There was no longer a need to display power through a colossal structure. Hashina believed that a castle without its Tenshu was a new form of authority, symbolizing a peaceful era. Rather than rebuilding a magnificent Tenshu, focusing efforts on restoring the lives of the populace and building a stable society would demonstrate the shogun's true authority. The era was shifting. The shogun's authority was no longer to be shown by the height of a Tenshu, but by excellent governance and the trust of the people. Hashina Masayuki's decision signified not merely a prioritization of reconstruction efforts, but a fundamental shift in the shogunate's governing philosophy itself. Thanks to this wise decision, the shogunate's funds were allocated to recovery, and the town of Edo was rebuilt with miraculous speed. Hashina's decision was ahead of its time. However, as the Edo period neared its end, discussions of Tenshu reconstruction resurfaced. This was during the turbulent Bakumatsu period when the shogunate's authority began to waver. With pressure to open the country following Perry's arrival, and the rise of the Sano Joy movement domestically, the shogunate once again felt the need for the Tenshu as a symbol of authority. Indeed, in the 1860s, concrete plans for rebuilding Edo Castle's Tenshu were considered by Tokugawa Yoshinobu. Designs for a scale surpassing the former Tenshu reportedly existed. However, the shogunate was already in severe financial distress, and internal conflicts like the Boshin War erupted. The reconstruction plan was ultimately never carried out. From an era of peace to an era of turmoil, it seemed as though the times had reverted to needing the Tenshu's presence. But the situation was no longer something a single Tenshu could resolve. Then, with the Meiji Restoration, Edo Castle became the emperor's residence, transforming into the imperial palace. A castle without its Tenshu became a symbol of the new era. Ultimately, a Tenshu never rose again above Edo Castle. For 260 years, its skies remained open and vast. Why was the Tenshu reconstruction plan halted? It was due to Hashina Masayuki's political philosophy of prioritizing the people and a redefinition of authority in an era of peace. Who stopped the rebuilding? Effectively, it was Hashina Masayuki, who assisted Shogun Yatsuna. His rational judgment shaped the future of Edo. And what did a tower-less castle tell? Perhaps it was a symbol of the shogunate's mature political stance, having transitioned from rule by military force to governance through domestic affairs and peace. Even without a magnificent Tenshu, the Edo shogunate governed Japan for 260 years. The absence of the Tenshu quietly continued to signify peace. The true reason Edo Castle's Tenshu was never rebuilt might have been the intricate result of deep political ideologies and changing times, far beyond mere financial difficulties.
History still hides untold stories. Subscribe for more forgotten history.